Hello, this is another game of Age of Empires HD brought to you by Manbeast. It is another game from the Arabia 16 tournament between, well, the second game between MrBurkatron and Korikoma. The last game I was a little angry about because it did drag on quite a long time and I do have other things to do, but oh well. Hopefully this game is a bit more eventful. Hopefully MrBurkatron doesn't send a spearman into the corner of the map and it lasts for an extra 15 minutes, which it didn't have to. Yeah, let's go. In the blue we do have Korikoma. I was about to say Mr. Korikoma. No. Korikoma playing as the Vikings, which are an interesting choice of civilization. Particularly as this isn't a sea, sea map. Vikings are often chosen on maps with water on them. Mainly, well, I say water on them, I mean a lot of water, like Team Islands or Migration or something. Mainly because they are the best water civ, basically, the best naval civ. They don't really have much going for them on land maps. They do have good infantry, but late in the game they don't get too much. They do get Arbalest, a nice archer line, but their unique unit isn't particularly good either, and I guess what they do have, which is really nice, is they have a lovely economy. They get free wheelbarrow and handcart in the castle and feudal ages, which really makes your boom a lot stronger. Anyway, in the red we have MrBurkatron 4000 playing as the Celts. He has slaughtered a lot of his turkey straight off the bat. One sec, I'm just checking the stream. Yeah, well anyway. Yeah, so he is slaughtering his turkey straight off the bat, which is not what you're meant to do for any new players watching this game. You know, as I said in the previous game, you are meant to, in fact, 6 villagers to kill 1 turkey at the start, just because it's the most efficient way to do things. And did anyone just see that? He killed a turkey and then left it to rot. This is awful. No offense, MrBurkatron. I'm sure you will improve, but no, yeah, you're not meant to do that. Well. Anyway. Celts have quite a lot of options. They have lovely lumber economy. They do cut trees 15% faster, I think, off the top of my head. And they also get some of the best infantry in the game. Their infantry are 15%, I think it's 15%, or am I just saying 15% for everything? It's 15 or 20% they're faster, so they can carry out very good rushes with infantry. And most civilizations don't use infantry early in the game because they're so slow, whilst for the Celts that is not a problem. Their unique unit is used quite a bit, as the Road Raider is one of the best raiding units. Well, I say one of the best raiding units. It's a quite decent raiding unit. It's very fast, also very cheap, and the training time for it is very, 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 well, it's a minimum. Yeah, sorry, I just looked at the stream, and I agree with you, John Pex. Poor turkeys indeed. I'm not sure if John Pex is the only person watching this. Well. But, yeah, so the Celts do get very nice infantry. They also get a really great cavalry line, which they get bloodlines, they get the armor upgrades, they get paladin, so that's quite nice. They are very good later in the game, and they have arguably the best siege in the game. I think their siege attacks 20% faster, or that might be with their unique technology research. But anyway, they do get very nice siege. MrBurkatron is only just gathering lumber, which is kind of bad because you're meant to. The kind of standard build is 6 villagers on turkey, 3 villagers on lumber, and you this is meant to be in order. The first 3 villagers you have go on turkeys or sheep. Then you make 3 more villagers. They also go on turkey and sheep. Then 3 more villagers go on lumber. Next next you research loom. Then you get your boar. That boar wasn't even lured to the town centre. Oh no. I think this is going to be a bit of a massacre. I'll just check the stream again. I appreciate the sentiment, Jumpex. I appreciate the sentiment. Anyway, yeah, so let's go. Korikoma is putting a lot of villagers on the board, and from the looks of it, he has in fact killed the enemy scout. So that's gonna give him a score advantage on top of the fact that he is a better player, generally speaking. I'm not sure why he's sending 3 villagers over here. Is he going for deer? Oh yeah, there's a huge amount of deer over here. So yeah, he is sending a couple of villagers over towards the deer, which is always worthwhile, especially on maps such as Yucatan. This map is Yucatan, by the way, or Yuncton. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, but on maps which have a lot of deer, such as Yuncton and Scandinavia and Mongolia, you really want to get those deer just because they make your economy that much better. If you're Mongols as well, you also want to collect. You also definitely want to collect deer, just because you get that huge food bonus, which really makes your economy that much better. Also makes your scout rush that much earlier, your feudal time much earlier. It's really nice. Anyway, MrBurkatron's making quite a nice town, actually. I mean, he's got his houses all lined up in a nice row. That might obstruct his farm later in the game, but who cares? The houses look nice. That was a joke, by the way. I do care, because it'll make your economy much less efficient. Oh well. Anyway, so Korikoma is still producing villagers. It looks like he's going to go for that fast castle again. And then I'm not sure what he's going to go from there. I would presume he's going to go archers. But then again, last time he went for a siege rush. Which with the Goths, which just wasn't really a Gothic style play. But the thing is, he's playing against someone who is so much worse than him that it doesn't matter what he goes for. No offense, MrBurkatron, but it's kind of like me playing Nuclear. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the games of me playing Nuclear, but whatever Nuclear does, you can be guaranteed he kicks my ass. Yeah. Well, anyway, let's see how things are progressing. Korikoma is advancing to the feudal age as we speak, whilst MrBurkatron, he's also advancing feudal, and his economy is a bit better. That's good for him. I've gotten the timer actually, but no, yeah, his feudal time is okay. His economy is going to be a little bit weak. He is lacking 3 villagers, which is the kind of standard for going up to feudal, but he is going up to feudal in a half decent time compared to last time. In all fairness, it's still not going to be that good, because from the looks of it, oh no, yeah, I don't think one sec, from the looks of it, I don't think Korikoma is going for a fast castle. I think he's just going to go quite heavy feudal. He doesn't really have the food economy to go feudal, and he's already gathering gold, and he's a Viking, so what my guess is maybe an archer rush. I don't know, he might get the food in time actually. It's going to be a bit of a push, but he might get it. Yeah, sorry about my indecisiveness about this game. But he has enough turkeys to do it, and he is also collecting deer. The only thing is now getting those 2 feudal age buildings up, so he is going for the fast castle. MrBurkatron is already making militia. Maybe he's going to go for a bit of a man-at-arms style play, go for the offensive. It'll be a bit more interesting to watch, presumably. Just checking the stream. Sorry, the guy on the stream just kind of made the point that there's a house wall, but it's kind of on the wrong side of the town centre, which is true. A lot of newer players in Age of Empires do like making their towns look very nice, so they line up their houses all kind of symmetrically and things. Housing walling is making a wall of houses is great. It's just not that good for, well, when you don't use it properly. I mean, this isn't going to offer any defensive value at all. If you made it, say, a couple of houses across here and across here, then you have a little bit of a wall off. Not much of one, but a little one. And it would do a little bit for your defensive position. Anyway, yeah, Korikoma doesn't quite have the food he needs yet, but he will in the next, I don't know, 20 seconds. I mean, if he cancelled that villager, he would have got the food then. And yeah, no, he's just gone up to castle. He forced garrisoned his town centre just to get that food income. Still gathering gold. Still can't really tell what he's going for. The fact he hasn't got a barracks up makes me think he's going to go for either a monk rush or a siege rush, something that doesn't require a barracks. I don't know what the Vikings monks are like, actually. I should check them out. But I don't think they're really known for their monk prowess, so I would assume they're not particularly good. Anyway, the score difference between MrBurkatron and Korikoma isn't that big. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. Symmetrical houses. I'm not sure whether... Yeah, I think these houses would also block off farms being planted on this side of the town centre, but who cares? It looks nice. Another mill seems to be going up on these berry bushes just to get more food eco, and Korikoma is no longer being a nice guy. He's trying to harass with his scout. MrBurkatron does have 2 militia out, so he does have a bit of a military force, not doing him that much good, actually. That's probably arguably why his well, I'm fairly sure that's why his score is okay, because military does count towards quite a bit. Like, even if it's a small military presence, if you rush in the Dark Age, then your score will be much higher just because you produce some military. So anyway, let's see how things go. Korikoma has run out of deer over here. Oh no, he hadn't run out of deer. His villagers haven't seen these deer over here. Well. And 3 people are watching the stream. Cool. I'm cool with that. Those are numbers which I like. Korikoma does have a couple of idols, so we can tell he's not pro, but he seems to be pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously not Viper level, but he's fairly decent. Like, he's probably a bit better than me. MrBurkatron is putting up archery range, so he might go archers. Strange choice with the Celts. Celts don't really get a good archery line. And Korikoma did kill a villager over here, so this is just kind of overkill now. Still, Korikoma isn't making any play. He is putting up a siege workshop, so we're going for this kind of siege rush again. From what I remember, the Vikings don't get a particularly good siege line, but they, whatever floats your boat, I guess. And yeah, Mr. Rabbit Lorenzo, it is from the tourney. This is one of the tourney games, and it's quite, I don't know. I was expecting a bit more, but this is the first round of the tournament, so we've got to keep that in mind. I think the games from the first round, well, from the second round onwards, will be that much better, just because the weaker players will have presumably been killed off, rather than we have fairly decent players such as Korikoma playing MrBurkatron, who, I don't mean to offend him, but he's not quite, I wouldn't really say he's tournament standard. I mean, I most certainly aren't tournament standard, and I think of myself as quite a bit better than MrBurkatron. No offense, MrBurkatron. Yeah. Well. For those of you who are watching the stream, I will cast another game of myself playing afterwards, just to kind of make this worth your while. This isn't quite what I was expecting when I did cast these games, so I did kind of big these up on my YouTube channel. So if any of you guys are watching from my YouTube channel, I apologize. But hopefully these games will become better as the tournaments go on. I do have a couple more tournament games which I am going to be casting tomorrow. I actually have to get the Twitch timetable thing on the OzClan website to work properly, because it is a bit precarious. I don't know if any of you guys have used it before, but it does. For some reason it thinks that I'm in a different time zone to GMT, so it adds like 7 hours onto any event I try to organize. So I've got to put it back 7 hours, so it's a bit weird to use. But oh well. Anyway, still taking deer. That deer was trapped in a corner. Poor deer. Still producing villagers. Not picking up another town center, but then again, he doesn't really need to, just because his opponent isn't particularly good. If there was one thing I would say Korikoma should do, I would say build a siege workshop closer to his opponent. Maybe build 2 siege workshops. That's the only real thing I can say against him. MrBurkatron does have a lot of idle villagers. You never want this many idle villagers, ever. Like, I mean, you never want this many idle villagers. I mean, I do get idle villagers. Sometimes after I finish killing my boar, I will have around 6 idle villagers, but that'll only be for a couple of seconds. Like, it's not. Yeah, you never want that many idle villagers for over, I would say, like, well, you don't want it at all, but if you have it for, like, say 1 or 2 seconds, then it's okay. You can get away with it. But at pro levels, you will not find anyone who does that. Anyway, Korikoma is keeping an eye on his villagers, making sure they still hunt deer, and they have given him a very high food count. If you look over there, he could probably go up to Imperial soon if he gets his gold count up. The thing is, he is spending his gold quite fast on siege weapons. He has enough wood to make another siege workshop. I would really put one on the top of this hill. I mean, a mangonel shot from the top of this hill would completely devastate anything down by here. MrBurkatron still only has 2 militia out. He's got an archer range up. His economy isn't great. He should really build another lumber camp, maybe over by here, or preferably over by here or something, just because you want to spread out your lumber, just in case. If one of your lumber camps gets taken out, say by a tower rush, or your enemy leaves loads of archers by it, then if you build another lumber camp, say over here, then it's not the end of the world. You still have half of your wood economy left. You can still move your wood economy. Well. Okay, so siege workshop units are moving out with the scout of Korikoma. Let's say he's the leader. He's only got 14 health, but well, it's probably going to be enough. One sec, I'm just gonna. Yeah, sorry, I'm just addressing the guys from the stream. Yeah, no, I am going to be doing more streaming tomorrow. I might do the streaming a bit earlier though. Sorry, one sec. MrBurkatron has got man-at-arms, and from the looks of it, he has upgraded them. Yeah, he's got a blacksmith up, so he has got the +1 attack. 3 men-at-arms versus 4 scorpions, 2 mangonels, and a scout. This will be a clash of the titans. If anyone saw that movie, I really didn't like that movie. But yeah, let's just say it's a clash of the titans. Yeah, and Korikoma shouldn't really be focusing on so much food, but I have a feeling he might want to start. I would think he wants to get up to Imperial quite fast if MrBurkatron's going to repeat the tactic of. I don't know if you saw the last game, but MrBurkatron at the end hit a spearman in one of the corners of the map, and it really annoyed me because the game went on for an extra like 15 minutes of Korikoma trying to find MrBurkatron, and it was just awful. Anyway, so man-at-arms and villagers versus siege weapons. We all know how that's going to go. Yeah, this just isn't looking very good at all, is it? If you look at this now, what I was talking about earlier, what's kind of cool about massing up scorpions is that they do back off from your opponent when they are close up, and then they will fire inwards. So your scorpions will scatter, they'll fire inwards. The scorpion, I don't know what to call them, missiles, the bullets, if you will, the ballista? I'm not sure if it's called that. Yeah, let's just call it missile. Missile in the term of a random flying object. Yeah, the Scorpion missiles do go through things, so if you have, say, a line of men-at-arms, then instead of just doing damage to the front one, it will do damage to all of them. So it's really good to get your Scorpions to kind of fire inward on a group of enemy units. 2 mangonels on the town centre. This time, MrBurkatron hasn't completely garrisoned it, so he is going to have he is going to be okay. However, this villager is going to be taken out fairly quickly by the looks of it. If I was MrBurkatron, I would try going for a stable, maybe. Let's see. He does have the economy to put down... Yeah, if I was MrBurkatron, I'd put down maybe 2 stables, mass up a load of scouts, and just try and kill off the mangonels and scorpions for now. I mean, you probably wouldn't hold out that long, but it would do something. Unfortunately for MrBurkatron, he only... I thought they were villagers in there. He did put man-at-arms in there, which meant that they didn't fire any arrows. I'm fairly sure these mangonels would be out of range of the town centre anyway, but this could be MrBurkatron's chance. Oh no, the scorpions were just about to move away, but unfortunately Korikoma noticed it. Is MrBurkatron... Oh, MrBurkatron's massing man-at-arms. This could be interesting. He's also got a lot of skirmishers. For the record, skirmishers do... I'm tempted to use explicit language. I know I'm not supposed to in the terms and conditions of the clan, so I'm going to try not to. But yeah, skirmishers do not a lot of damage to siege weapons at all. I mean, villagers probably do more damage to siege weapons than skirmishers do. Anyway, at this point it's GG, and I am waiting for MrBurkatron to resign. In all fairness to MrBurkatron, he did take out a mangonel with villagers, which is an impressive fact. I mean, I've never taken out a mangonel with villagers. I have taken out my fair share of rams with villagers, but never a mangonel. Oh my god. This is something... I don't know if you've ever seen a game where someone's done a Spanish villager rush. This is fairly similar, except the villagers aren't Spanish villagers, they're Celtic villagers. The thing about a Spanish villager rush is that the villagers are very powerful due to the Spanish's unique tech, which gives them all the blacksmith upgrades. So yeah, using Celtic villagers just kind of means that they don't do anything. They're not particularly good at killing anything at all, so... I'm not quite sure what MrBurkatron's plan of attack is here. This is just a massacre. He is still gathering food. Good job, MrBurkatron. He is trying to kill off one villager. If MrBurkatron manages to kill that villager, I'm gonna say that was a small victory for him, because he will have killed, he will have destroyed a little bit of Korikoma's economy, even if it is just one villager. By the looks of it, this mangonel is going to be taken out. That's hilarious. That's arguably one of the funniest things I've seen in a game. But yeah, I'm just waiting for the GG at the moment. It looks like mass skirmishes are the way to go with MrBurkatron. Unfortunately for him, skirmishers will be absolutely flattened by mangonels. Like, I don't think there's literally no way skirmishers can beat mangonels unless you outnumber them, like, I don't know, maybe 100 to 1, and even then the amount of damage you take from one mangonel shot is ridiculous. Yeah, this is an interesting game, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, from the looks of it, yeah, okay, MrBurkatron's finally putting up a stable with the last of his wood, and if he masses up scouts, this could be quite interesting. If he masses up enough scouts, takes out all of these siege weapons, and then kills off enough of Korikoma's economy, that would be really funny. That would be, like, I'm not sure if I can describe it, but it would be hilarious. Anyway, a lot of skirmishers just died. You can see the bodies. This is like the Battle of the Somme, but Age of Empires and medieval. Stable's about to go up. Idle villager over here on 3 HP. Yeah, more skirmishers coming out because skirmishers are great against siege weapons. I'm just gonna check the old stream. Yeah, sorry, I just checked the stream, and yeah, everything you said about the Spanish villager rush is fairly accurate, I think. Spanish villagers, when fully upgraded, they tear down buildings. I mean, they do like plus... They're kind of like small siege weapons, basically. They do tear down buildings. They have quite a lot of armor. They have around 4 armor, I think, which is pretty decent. Oh, one sec. They would have they would have around 5 armor. 5 armor from arrows anyway, which makes them fairly resistant to arrows. I mean, they're probably better at taking damage from arrows than spearmen are, so keep that in mind next time you play a game of Age of Empires. If your enemy goes archers, go Spanish villagers. Now, obviously, it's not quite as simple as that. You do need to get to Imperial, but they do really tear down buildings. Villagers do get a bonus against buildings, for the record, and villagers are the villagers of the they get all the blacksmith upgrades, so they do fairly well against other units. But the main reason they're so good is that they absorb arrows decently, not as good as Huskarls or Eagle Warriors, but you know, they do okay. They do better than pikemen and halberdiers. Well, I think they do anyway. Also, they tear down buildings, I've already said that one, and they have quite a bit of HP if I remember correctly. I can't actually remember off the top of my head, but it is an interesting rush to do. I've never actually seen one myself. I think there was a guy who attempted one on Age of Empires' channel quite a long time ago, and it didn't really work, so that's why I've never tried one. But well, at the moment, the only thing MrBurkatron has left is 4 scouts and counting. So yeah, now I'm just waiting for this game to end. If MrBurkatron proceeds to get all his scouts and then hide them in a corner of the map, I swear I will. Well, I won't do anything, but I'll be very annoyed. I do have other things to do, and I do need to practice my Age of Empires skills because I'm not particularly good at the moment. Oh well, let's look at the stream. Wow. Jumpex has seen a clip where a Spanish villager has taken down a castle. Pretty impressive. Anyway, I'm guessing it wasn't just one Spanish villager, was it? Or was it, did the castle not have murder holes or something? Anyway, if MrBurkatron deleted all these farms, he would have a fair amount of wood as well. He could make 2 stables. Or he can make if he made a lumber camp, like over here, and then proceeded to get enough wood to rebuild a town centre, then went on to win the game, that would be quite interesting. Unfortunately, I don't think he has any villagers left. Nope. So now I'm just waiting. I'm just here sitting, waiting, wishing. I don't know if you guys know that song by Jack Johnson, but it's a fairly decent song. Yeah, Korikoma doesn't know that there's a stable over here. If he looks over here, he can see the ground is quite patchy, so that does show where buildings are on Fog of War. But yeah, I doubt he's just looking within this area particularly. His economy is looking okay. He's got a castle, a couple of idle villages, but at this point, he doesn't really need to care about idle villages, does he? He has just reached the Imperial Age. So, okay, now... Was it, did he just got spies? Yeah, I think he just got spies. Yeah, that's what the castle was for. So, this has pretty much become what the last game was, where Korikoma got spies and then found the enemy. It is slightly faster, I think, but this is a pretty... yeah, uneventful game. I'm sorry about this, guys. I'm probably boring you to death, but I don't have much to work with here. Let's see. Still 3 people streaming, so that's kind of nice, I guess. But and oh my god, that's a fair few scouts. I wouldn't be surprised if MrBurkatron destroyed all of this kind of forward thing. Well, I say forward, I mean destroyed all the siege weapons and these scouts over here. However, Korikoma is massing scouts of his own, and has he upgraded them? He hasn't got any upgrades, whilst MrBurkatron has got the attack upgrade. So, MrBurkatron could start to make a comeback. Korikoma's economy is ridiculous. If you look at how much wood and food he has, he could make a lot of skirmishes. You should never try and, if your opponent goes scouts, never try and counter with monks, because monks don't really convert scouts particularly well. But anyway, Korikoma has just got, I wouldn't say, he hasn't got a score lead, but he's got a decent, he's well, no, I'm not even going to say he's back in the game, but yeah, no, he's got a small force out. The thing is, this knight will probably take out, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 of the scouts. Knights are a lot better than scouts. Okay, almost took out 2. Yeah, my bad. But one, I don't know, maybe 2 more knights, 3 more knights. Even if he just made a spearman and 1 knight, I wouldn't be surprised if it killed these. Yeah, a spearman and 1 knight. I won't be surprised if these guys die now. Don't run off. Come on. This is gonna take forever. I think I'm gonna die of old age before this game ends. This is just ridiculous. If anyone who's gonna play a tournament game is watching this, please don't do this. I will cast your game because I like casting games, but this is not pleasurable to cast. And well, from the looks of it, he went for a bit of last-minute economy harass. Maybe he can turn this around. No, unfortunately, that's GG. Okay. I would. Yeah, no, I didn't actually have that much fun casting these games, so hopefully the next games I cast are actually half decent. I'm sorry for wasting your time. I will be streaming some more live gameplay in around, I don't know, I'd say around 2 minutes or so. So stay tuned, and I will continue to cast. But I'm just gonna adjust my settings and things and hope everything's okay. I might get a drink as well because my voice is getting rather tired. Okay, well anyway, until next time, Manbeast